Here are some of the most unique hidden features of the latest generation Mazda that you may not want to miss. Check this video to find out more. If you take the key fob and you click the unlock button 3 times and then on the 4th time hold it, you can drop down the windows, which I find pretty cool. Now, if you have children and you want to use the child safety locks in the back seats, you're going to need to use the key that's inside the key fob. I'm going to show you how to open this and do that. See the little tab here? So we're just going to do this like that. Flick the little tab with your fingernail, and it's going to automatically push that open, and you just open that up to reveal the key inside. So take that key out and let's go over to the car and do that. Okay, so once you got your key out of the key fob, we're going to come down here and enable the child safety lock. So see that little thing there? You don't need to put the key all the way in. You're just going to put it in here and then unclick it to the right to enable the child safety lock, and then click it to the left to take it back off again. As easy as that. Don't put the key all the way in. All right, so the next thing is in some markets, there's a button on the inside by the window adjustment buttons where you can actually fold the mirrors. But for some reason here in Canada, that's not possible. So all you have to do is just take the mirror, give it a little bit of a forceful push, and you can manually fold them. So that way when you're parking, there's less of a chance for somebody to hit them. All right, so that actually brings me to the next thing, which in fact is the fuel hatch. So the way to open this is it's locked by default. So you actually need to have the car unlocked to open this. All you have to do is just click this in right there, and then it opens. There's no interior button or anything like that. To close it, just click it back in again. Now the interesting thing is, if the car is locked, this actually won't open with the car being locked. All right, so the cruise control by default is adaptive, which means you can select your car length here, and it'll basically always maintain that distance ahead, behind the car ahead of you. But you can turn that off. You can turn adaptive cruise control off. So here's how you're going to be able to do that. From the settings screen, you're just going to click on settings. You're going to go to safety settings. You're going to go to driver assistance system, and then radar cruise control. You can turn that on or off. I like keeping it on because I don't like adjusting the speed all the time, but you're kind of free to turn that on and off as you please. Some people don't like it on. Completely up to you, but that's how you do that. All right, so a feature that I really do like sometimes, it comes in handy, is tilting the mirrors automatically as you're backing up. So the way that works is you're going to be able to select which side mirror you want to tilt down when you're backing up. So let's say we do the driver's side mirror. I'm going to put the transmission into manual mode. The mirror is going to automatically shift downwards as I back up, and then when I take the gear shifter back into neutral, it's going to move the mirrors back up again automatically. Watch this. So go back into reverse. It's going to move the mirror down, and you're going to be able to kind of see the curb better, and then put it in neutral and it goes back up again. If you don't want it to do that, then simply just deselect the mirror selector, and then it won't do that again. All right, so the next thing is, and this is for automatics. So when you're coming home after driving, or let's say you're going to the grocery store and you want to stay in the car while somebody jumps inside or something like that, and you want to keep the accessory mode on after you turn the ignition off, the way you do that in an automatic is there's a little button here for a gear selector, like drive, reverse, whatever. Don't know how to do this in a manual, so let me know in the comments below if you know how to do that. If you hold that little gear selector button and then turn the ignition off with your other hand, the accessory mode will actually stay on automatically, which I find to be super handy, so you don't have to like click it back on again later, you know what I mean? All right, since I drive a manual transmission, this next one is going to apply to automatic transmission drivers. I'm pretty sure this applies to pretty much all new Mazda lineups, so like the CX-50, the CX-5, whatever, you know what I mean? All the 4th generations, correct me if I'm wrong. Not applicable to the manual. If you drive an automatic transmission vehicle, you can put it in manual mode, so you can, automatically select your gears, you can shift up or down, and then the gas pedal below will actually have a button. If you push the gas pedal all the way down and then click that button, it's going to override your manual shift. So in manual mode, it will not shift by itself. It will just kind of keep the revs up as long as you want. But if you push even harder on the gas pedal and click that little button in, it's then going to take over and shift manually. So shift automatically, sorry. So if you're kind of in a hurry and you're telling the car, hey, let's get going here, then you don't have to worry about manually shifting. But sometimes, you want your passenger to be able to operate the screen while you're driving. By default, the touch screen is actually going to be disabled while you're driving. All you want to do is you want to make sure you already have a phone paired in Bluetooth settings. So you want to go into settings here, and then you want to go into connectivity settings, Bluetooth settings, and then just click this button, touchscreen in motion. And then that way it gives you a bit of a warning, but that way you can actually operate that while you're driving so your passenger can do anything, which is kind of handy. All right, so that actually brings me into the next thing. This is something that you might already be aware of, and this is, I believe this is possible in pretty much any of the Mazda lineup, in the hatchback or the sedan for the Mazda 3 specifically. So if the car is not unlocked, all you have to do is come back to the hatch and click the little button in there. Just click that. Even when the car is locked, you'll be able to open the hatch and enter that, so you do not have to unlock the car first. All right, so the very last feature is power saving mode on the key fob. So you're probably going to get 2 key fobs. Maybe you only need to use 1 key fob at a time and you don't want the other one to die. So put one in power saving mode by clicking the lock button 4 times and holding it until the LED turns off. And there it goes, it turned off. Now when you operate the button, it's no longer going to turn the LED on when you push the buttons. It's still going to work on your car, but it's not going to turn the LED on the key fob. So if you want to get a feel for the car in general and the Mazda lineup right now and see what features are more regular and what you can expect, make sure to check out this next video now.